My name is Serhat Cicekoglu. I'm the founder and the general partner of Sente Ventures. Sente Ventures is designed to support entrepreneurs that are focused in deep tech driven solutions, and we try to support them from the very early days of the foundation of their work till later stages where catalytic capital is required to help them commercialize their solutions as quickly as possible. Technically, it's a fluid structure, meaning that instead of having a closed-end fund, due to the nature of deep tech solutions, we don't manage a fixed fund, but we syndicate at different stages variety of fund sizes to help the entrepreneurs, which also is not just equity, it's equity and debt. Sort of building on the earlier question, the key thing is with respect to deep tech domains, we by the way focus on two domains. One of them is what we call human essentials. It's our focus in agriculture and opportunistically food and water. And then the other side is industrial circular economy, where we mainly focus on energy storage and mobility, including logistics, and a little bit upcycling of waste products. Those domains are usually domains that solutions are developed based on advanced research. And when you think about the cycle of that, it doesn't neatly fit into a typical venture capital fund. So you have to think about 10 to 20 year terms, supporting them early on. And then when they are really getting ready to commercialization stage, you have to provide equity as well as debt at the same time, so that the entrepreneurs are not as much diluted, investors are not as much diluted, but also the progression of the technology is accelerated through the larger amount of debt that can be provided. Sente Ventures invests globally. Today we have a portfolio of 54 startups across 24 countries, but I have a personal ambition. Over the next decade, I want to be in 50 countries and I want to fund another 100 startups that are providing meaningful solutions to the next generation of humanity. Part of my answer is going to be very cliche. It's going to be team. At the end of the day, it really depends upon the founders who are, each one of them are trying to change the world one startup at a time. So that's really the most important thing. And when you work with founders as an investor, it's sort of like a long-term partnership. So do I want to be really working with this founder for the next decade or so? The second part I think is very important is that does the solution actually solve a problem that's really important to our future? I'll give you an example with what I mean. We're about to be 10 billion people in 25, 30 years time frame, and we probably have about 40 harvests left, and we're losing agricultural land constantly due to climate, due to degradation of soil quality, all of that. So how are we going to feed this many people, that's 8 billion to going to 10 billion in a short period of time? So if someone has a solution that's impacting such a big problem that we're facing, I'm very interested in. And then third part is, I don't want to sound like I can help anyone. I can't. So what I try to work with is that if a solution and a team that I'm looking into is someone that I can actually help. A lot of us, I mean investors, are pretty arrogant about what we believe we can do. And I try to avoid that personally as much as I can. I don't think that I do a good job entirely, but that's my really third big thing. Like, is there something that I can really do? I personally, and I have a partner, a great partner in what we do, but I personally focus on energy storage, which is mainly battery and the entire battery value chain and how it integrates to different use cases in our lives, from agriculture to manufacturing to EV as examples. And then the second side is agriculture, as I've talked about a little bit before. How do we actually make agriculture healthier? By introducing replacements to chemical fertilizers as an example, and how do we take advantage of technology advancements in other industries like robotics, artificial intelligence, and apply to open farming as well as indoor agriculture, but ultimately to make it productive, but also to make it economically sustainable so that we can actually bring younger generation to farming. As to encourage them to pursue it as a career rather than something that they avoid because they can't make a decent living out of it. So that's sort of what drives me to a large extent in terms of where I want to invest in. It starts with a dear friend, Cassie, but also the nature of the audience and the topic that we're actually discussing. So far, what we discussed in the morning, how we actually capped the discussion about how we're going to make AI secure for us and the younger generation, or everyone on Earth. These are important subjects that will affect all of us. So my primary reason to learn from everyone in the room, and maybe I'll have 2 cents to share with them as well sometime during the day.